Yeah, here is the demo for Swift. I installed the Swift in one VM. The VM is based on Ubuntu, and the Ubuntu VM is hosted on the Google Cloud platform. Um, so the one in all-in-one VM in Swift is basically installing Swift proxy servers, account servers, container servers, and object servers, all in one. In production, usually they are divided into different VMs. The proxy nodes may have like minimum three, and then storage will be like in each zone, probably three or four storage nodes. But for demonstration purposes here, I install OpenStack Swift in all in one VM. So basically, I followed these instructions for Ubuntu and install it. Uh, so for this demo, I'm gonna SSH into that VM and make sure that all the services are running, all the Swift services. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the Ansible playbook to create an account and a user, Swift account and user using Ansible playbook. And then I'm gonna create containers using Python code and upload an object, a file to the container, and then run the script to show the contents of the account container, just to show demonstrate that the Ansible use of Ansible and the use of Python, which is basically uses the Swift API. So with that said, I'm going to log into SSH into the Ubuntu VM. Once I log in, I'm going to check for Swift services, make sure all services are up and running. I'm going to sudo to the user Swift demo. That's where all my services are running with that user. So let us check the services are running. So here we have one proxy server running and four container servers, four account servers, and four object servers running. And also I do have a disk, a 50 GB disk attached. So that disk will be used by the object server for the storage. So we have all these services running with no issues. So I'm going to run a Ansible playbook to create an account and a user. So I do have sample playbooks here. So what you see the contents of the setup account. Which basically creates an account for the Swift user and password. So those values will be set in the YAML file. Let's see, Ansible as 1, 2, 3. Here I do have a user admin, and account is WebEx UA2. Let's change it to WebEx dev. And then my password is admin. And make sure this is an admin account. So this is the format you give in. An Ansible playbook should go and create that user. Right? So Ansible playbook setup account. So it says unreachable. Is it unreachable? SSH. Okay. Because the key is not added to our account, because Ansible playbooks requires SSH to be passwordless. That means we need to add the keys. For that, I need to run SSH agent, and SSH agent add the key. have the public key copied to the root directory. SSH add, sorry. Okay, now the key is added. So let's run the playbook again. So created an account with the name WebEx Dev, admin, and password is admin, and user is admin. So basically, this is onboarding a new tenant onto the Swift cluster to simulate that, right? And actually, it's creating here. So once I created, now I need to create a container so that the objects can be stored in the container. So when you create an account, the account server will have the account information. The proxy server will direct the traffic to the account server when you do that, when you try to create an account. Now we're gonna demo samples, say Python scripts. Okay, I'm gonna create a container, the Python script. So I'm going to create a container. So I'm asking the tenant name. Tenant name, as you know, that WebEx Dev, right? WebEx Dev. Username admin. Password admin. And I want to create a container called dev container 1. Okay, I created dev container 1. So I'm gonna see if the container exists for that user. So I have a small script called get list. Tenant name again, WebEx Dev admin. So I do have dev1 container. The objects are nothing. I mean, there is no empty, basically. There's no objects yet. So I'm gonna upload. So this Python script is using the Swift API calls, basically. So in the root, I have cookbook, I have command. So I'm gonna upload an object or a file. So this is the file, the local.txt. I'm gonna upload. So I'm gonna upload that file, and then what container I'm gonna upload is we do have dev container 1, right? We just created dev container 1, and then we have a username, password, admin, and account is WebEx Dev. So we uploaded an account, the file called local.txt. Now we run the same command again to see if that object is shown. See, you see that local.txt under the container 1. This is pretty much it on the demo, just to show how to create an account, how to onboard a tenant, and how to create a user under the tenant, and then upload some files and make sure the files exist there. So in the real world, this is the authorization is using the local authorization. In the real world, it will be integrated with Keystone, which in turn integrated with the LDAP, corporate LDAP. There you have more fine grind, the roles are defined. But for this demo, to show that, to onboard a tenant and creating users, be using Swift API. Thank you for watching.